So the sun rays are shining through the window. It's February 17th. Finally back at the wheel. So I'm going to throw in some sunshine. This afternoon I have to work outside because we are prepping our studio and house again for the third year of our ceramic creative holidays. This will start half June, but for now there is some time to throw. So a while back I made teapots, and these are in a design we call lunar voids, and the rest of the tableware, as many items we can design, they're hollow inside. But with a teapot, yeah, maybe when you slip cast, but with throwing it's really going to be really heavy and you want to have a nice pouring teapot. So this is one of the designs. Some of those design in maybe 10 or 20 cups. So for now I'm going to discover, throw a bit of so different shapes, and I will take you along. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Cheers. So I just had to close the curtains because it's so sunny, only it's a yellow curtain, so there's a lot of warm light and vibes. I will tweak a little on the vlog. So I'm just going to have some different size hubs. They're like 300 grams, 400 grams, maybe 2.5 and 5. And I'm just going to play around with the shapes, wider, higher, but they're all going to be family and they will fit in the lunar voids tableware set or the tea set. So I've got some throwing wheel tools. This is the wheel, the Hardly a Noble set. It's really a very nice set when you have a production pottery going on. Needle tool, a metal rib, a sponge and a wire. For now that's enough to create these little cups. So I think this is like 300, 350. And I'm just going to center it. Just working with a very nice German stoneware clay, G&S 254, a familiar clay for many potters in Europe. So I made some white shapes. So first we'll do another one. This is for tea, maybe a matcha. Normally make a lot of straight rims at the end of the cup because that drinks really nicely. These designs have a little bit more curvature inwards from the design aspect. So I'm compressing, pulling up, And my inside of my shape is really nice and round. Because I'm going to take it along now. Make that nice belly. And now I'm just going to pull up, but not too thick. And not too thin, just in between. Yes. So now I don't like the curvature it has, but I only pulled up once or twice, so that's okay. I'm going to play around a little bit more. So this can be pulled a little bit more outside. A nice belly. And I want this one, it's kind of dry inside, so I drip some sponge. So now I'm going to be nice and slippery. So this I will make dry. Then the dry shape hangs in its dryness, so it will not collapse because it's already rather thin. So I want a really nice round shape. And now I'm looking at the telephone or my mirror, and I'm going to look for a curvature that I like. And I make a few different shapes because I want to see them together, and then which I prefer and which cups really function really well. So I think this has a nice curvature. Sometimes I make little swirlies inside, but with this one I will not. So now I'm going to use my metal tool just to remove some extra clay. Hoppa. Then I always check if I didn't make huge maybe shape. I changed the shape a bit, or just checking it, but it's fine. Clean it a bit. And then slowly cut it. You don't need to cut the hardly ennobles. My climate and the way I work, I noticed that I really like it when I cut them. Yeah, so but you don't need to, they can pop off. So this is the white model for the Lunar Void shape tea cups or coffee cups. And now I'm going to make a higher model. My bags are a little dirty, yep. So just squeeze in the necks, you can clean it. Make it a little bit dry. And then I have another 300 gram, I think. I was a little bit lazy with wedging, so then sometimes I cone a bit on the wheel. I noticed in so many years that I'm throwing with this clay that coning is not really necessary when it's really goodly wedged, and so I'm not a coner sometimes. So I'm just pulling up. This will be a higher model with a slimmer bottom. Compression, always important. It's going to be rather long. Making it a little bit more slimmer inwards. And I'm still working on my cylinder, but I already know where I want to go with this shape. So I'm also doing that. It's about 11 high now, centimeters, I think. You can always measure, of course. when you have a ruler. I cannot find my ruler. So a little bit more slimness. I will trim this a little bit more. Water. Okay, now I really like this too, the metal rib. Let's be a little bit more charming. Yeah, getting there. Of course, you can also do this with your fingers. I will show you. Still have some clay to pull up, but I think it's already big enough. So first I take a little bit more clay up. I'm checking the camera again for how the shape is looking, or when you're throwing with a mirror. Otherwise you have to bend your body all the way to the right, or when you're left-handed to the left. Yeah, I think I like this one. Yeah, this is a design for now. Maybe a little bit more. So there's not a lot to trim, but just the edge. I will remove some, but I think within... No, I can go with this one. Yeah. That's yeah, liking it. I wanted a higher design, so this is the one. Probably with a handle, but I make another one, and then I can choose with or without a handle. I'm going to change the curvature. It will be a little bit more here instead of here. So I have to keep this in mind. Take the clay with me, go up. Curvature will be here, and then the top I will decide a little bit later. So this was the 350 ball. Now the curvature is in the middle, but on a not so beautiful way. And I made it already a little bit too thin. No, not too thin, but thin.
Broodje?
So here it's straight up. Here will be my curvature, and here I will be still deciding what to do. So I changed a little part in the shape, and that's why it's looking a little bit different. And I will show you along the other cup so you can really see the difference.
I think. Lekker.
Yeah, there was some night frost. I hope they will go up again. Lunch. And there is some sunshine. Lunch. Hi, Ralph.
Lunch. Yeah, preparing a new lunch table. These are the wooden planks that Suze had in her shop in Rotterdam, I think about 20 years ago.
Whoop whoop.
And just cleaning them up and maybe give them a lick of paint. Nice misty green.
For the elements.
Outdoor lunch table.
Whoop whoop. So I found, this was the teacup I was showing, and I found a bigger one. I'm making myself a bigger cup of tea. It's really nice. I put in my really big tea egg, so you can put in herbs. And I really like this way of making tea with herbs we grow ourselves or buy. Curvatures, and then I will make little movies to show you which shapes, and then a little bit of trimming. And I hope I can take you along the traject of the glazing. We're still doing the glazing in the Netherlands, in Utrecht, in our studio, and this will end finally half May in 2025, so this year, just before we start our summer creative holiday period from June to September here in France. So delighted for that, but still also the activities we do in Utrecht. So, but first some throwing. A really sunny day. So this is total bird's eye, I think you call it. With a lot of sunshine, so it will be a little bit clear. So normally when I have bigger homes, I will really center this way, or from a line from 7 to 1. And when I have little humps of clay, I don't put my fingers here, but I just let my right fingers help to stabilize. Many times there's connection between the two hands. So 2 hands, 1 tool. Not always, because it's not always a doable thing. Compression. We were shaping the higher shapes and designs, so I'm going to pull up the clay in this nice cylindrical shape. I think I will try to get the curvature a little bit more down. So from top to, what is it, maybe 1/5. Going a little bit lower. Just to play around and discover. So here's the widest point of this cup. And what I said, this is the higher design. So not the wide shape. With this one, I'm really going to shape the rim inwards. We'll discover how it drinks and how it feels. So when you're a commercial making potter or artist, and this can be a production potter or making one-off beautiful designs. In this day and age, so I'm doing it since 1998 and I'm almost 50. So in the early days, only the great uses of shapes was important. The looks got more important, past decades, I think. And I think it's magic when you, as a potter or a designer, an artist, you bring functionality at the same standard as your design. So they're in perfect harmony. I think that's very important for shapes and making. But it's only my humble opinion. Yeah, so this is another curvature shape. Filmed from above, so maybe you saw things that you didn't see before. Yeah, like it. So I didn't make these shapes with the curvature on top. For a long time I didn't make them because the way with drinking, so this is almost straight, but when you go all the way in, you will have drippings. So when your rim goes outwards, it's never drips almost. And then we make a lot of designs that are just straight. And then you have almost none to dripping. With the curvature inwards, there always will be maybe a little bit of drip, but it's also a really beautiful shape. So we have, it's really decided that just make it, and we can handle a little drip. Almost non-existing, so that's okay. But it's very important when things go inwards and when you pour it out that there will be drips. It's also, you will already notice it when you're glazing your cups or your shapes. When it's outwards, it's much easier to pour the glaze out. Ta-da! Hi! So the work was drying outside because it was sunny and I wanted to dry them quicker, and yeah, they're dried quite nice. So also I have a little bit more space here to explain what I was talking about with, if you have a shape, a cylinder, with the curvature or the belly or the shoulders, you can make very different shape with the same basic shape. So for example, here are just the white models, and here the curvature is a little bit higher than here, so you see slightly in a different shape, and that's already really nice to see. Then the rim is a little bit in a different angle, more inside, less outside, so you get with very slightly differences. You can change your basic shapes, and then of course the trimming will also do a lot. So these are the wider models, more low than high and more wide. Now the higher shapes, I just put them in a different order. We'll check if they show. Yeah. So here you see the bottom curvature, the same, but it's stretched. And here the curvature is on top. And these two, it's a bit lower, even a bit lower, but the rim is also more inside. So here it is in the middle. So you can change a lot. It's more this category. Then you can go all the way by changing. So this is a straight line, and then here the shape starts. It's like more like wine goblets. And I also did it with these kinds of shapes, but also with the more rounder shapes. This will be a very nice textured foot, so it will come to my lunar void design. So by trimming and all those kind of things, I will show you more about the curvatures and the shoulders. So shoulders, buttons, and this is kind of a belly.